Hi, so this is going to be probably a bit more of a serious video, so I'm sorry if my stale humor doesn't humor today. This is kind of like, I'm starting a series, and that series is called I guess it depends, because I feel like I kind of want to do two series when it comes to, like, I don't know, something more personal, because something I want to try to do is open up, right? Especially on this channel, because I want to use my story and things that I've been through in life, and I want people to either learn from my mistakes, because that's one series that I plan on doing, and I already have like videos working on it, and it may be a bit scattered because some of that stuff is rather recent, and I'm also mentioning people that have been in my life, and when I feel personally ready to post some of those videos, they will be posted. However, it's going to be sporadic, and there's some few things that I need to tweak on those before they fully go out, right? But when it comes to my life, I want to do various things, right? And one of those things is, if people are in the situation that I'm in, I want them to have someone to relate to. And I want to inspire them that no matter where you come from, you can be in a better place. And that's a lot easier said than done, because I know my situation. It is a lot easier said than done. But I still want to give people that hope that it may be hard, but with having that hope, it hopefully can make it feel that it's easier than what you imagine. Like, for example, when I was younger, there are a lot of things that I thought that wasn't going to be possible for me. And granted, I don't have those things yet, but through life and just my optimism, because I tried to be really optimistic. When I was younger, I really wasn't. And okay, I tried to be optimistic, but also realistic. But when I was younger, I kind of just really was just optimistic. But now I try to think, and I like to believe that the things that I didn't feel like I'd achieve back then, I will achieve. And, I like to have that mindset that I'm going to achieve it. It's just a matter of time taking its place and other things that may be working in the background that I'm not aware of yet, right? And I want to inspire people, like I said, who are in my situation, to not just give up, right? Which is one reason why why I did this YouTube channel. One reason was because I wanted to do a clothing brand, which I plan to do, just not at the moment, because I feel like there are a lot of things I need to do before it gets to that point, and because I want to inspire people, and I want to help people, and I know it sounds really basic, but that's genuinely what I love doing, and love doing. I say loved originally because I did it at my old jobs, but now I'm doing it here, and even though I don't reach as many people, I like to hope one day that even if I don't reach millions of people, I reach at least one person that can take my words and they hold that with them for the rest of their lives. And when they remember back on whatever video that has inspired them, they think of where they were at when they saw that video versus where they are at now, and think, wow, that really inspired me to keep going, because that's all I really want to do in life. I want to leave life when I die just a bit better than what it was when I came into it. And kind of with the few series are more so like playlist, I want to try to achieve that. And this one is going to be a bit more personal, and so is the other one, but in the sense of like, The other one is kind of like me growing as a person and things that I've learned, and also just friendships I've been through that didn't end out so well and stuff of that nature. But this one's going to be more of now and more of things that I'm going through without getting like super, super personal, but a bit more personal than my ranting videos about about silly things. Because, like I said, I can't help people if I'm not at least a bit vulnerable. And if it helps someone, it's worth being vulnerable for, even though I'm not really a vulnerable type person, especially to people I don't necessarily really know. But I also want to do this too, kind of just like to journal my life. There are like a few reasons, like I've said, but the main one is to help people who are like in my situation and who feel like they won't get anywhere in life, especially with the climate of today when it comes to... Pardon me, I'm kind of tired, but I like really wanted to make this video. Depending on where you are, it obviously depends. But for me, I'm in the United States. And there are a lot of things going on right now when it comes to political things and social, like society just in general. I feel like a lot of people feel that there isn't a use to do anything because they're not going anywhere. And I like to think, and like I said, I'm optimistic, but I'm realistic, that, you know, that could be the case, but you shouldn't let that define how you live your life or where you're going to go. And even though there are things that are going on, that you should still try your best to get where you not only want to be, but where it makes you the happiest. Because I know a lot of days when it comes to jobs and stuff as well, it's really hard and it's not easy. I know that because I've been unemployed for a while now, and getting rejected, it's not easy, especially because where I want to be in life. At this age I'm currently 22. I turned 22 a couple months ago on February 19th. When I was around 18, I told myself that where I want to be when I'm 22, I want to have a few jobs so I can get where I wanted to go. And at the time, it was just, you know, take my own house and like car, the things that everyone achieves to have when they get older. And I haven't achieved that yet. Like, I kind of use a car that's not legally under my name. However, hopefully I can get it soon. This isn't my house I'm living at. It's a family member's house. And I try not to beat myself too much about it because I know I'm trying. And that's all I can do in this situation. I can't make someone hire me. I can't make a job reach out to me and be like, hey, you're the perfect candidate. Or all those other things. That's kind of impossible because I'm not the corporation. I'm someone who is not associated with the places I have applied at. And even though sometimes it's hard, kind of not to kick myself, to be like, you should have stayed in the places that you were at, because even though you were miserable, you were making money at the least. But I know I left for a valid reason. I just didn't leave to leave. Every job I've been at, I've had a valid reason to leave. My first job, when I was a minor, was a fast food joint. I left because of COVID, and I really didn't leave. It's just, I was at school, COVID kind of happened, and that kind of just dwindled away, right? My second job, I worked at a smoothie joint. I left because there was a comment that was made to me, and I didn't exactly like that comment. And I found out anyways a while later that they planned on firing me. So, but I left before they could, even though I didn't know that at the time. the other place I worked at for about a year. And I left because of management. I tried to do something about it. Nothing got done. And I left. And I also left because around that time I got another job. So I was working 2 jobs. But then I left that one job officially. And I moved to the other job because I genuinely loved that job. And not only did I get paid more, I was respected. And I didn't really get that with my other jobs. Like, the last job, because this is the last job was the pet store job. The last one was the Max job. And I was respected, but not a lot. Like, it just depended on the people, because the Max job had a lot of people compared to all the other jobs I've ever had. They had the most employees, even though they always had a skeleton crew. Anyways, I go to the pet store job. It's a small group. Everyone was amazing. Like, even when we had problems, we talked as adults. And not only that, I got to be with animals. I got to be with birds, which, if you don't know, I love birds. Like, I could talk about them forever. I could talk about my babies forever. Like, my baby Buttons and my little lady. And I also saw dogs, fish, reptiles, amphibians, all of that. And at that job too, I learned so much about like dog food and fish and like other animals, because everyone loved their job and they were genuinely so interested in their job that when I needed help with something, they helped me out, or when we just mutually shared information. Like, I cannot tell you how much I genuinely love that job. The manager was so respectable. He was so sweet. And he saw us more than just employees. He saw us as people. Like, he stood up for us when we needed it, especially when it came to, like, customers and stuff. If they were in the wrong, he would stand up for us, right? And like I said, the general manager, the mini managers as I call them, the employees, they were, or my old coworkers, they were amazing. Like, that was the job I had the most fun at. And actually, like, the first year where I got hired actually is about to come up too, which kind of makes me happy but makes me sad, because I have the memories of that place and I really would like to be there, but due to personal things happening and like the general manager leaving and we got a new one, it didn't end too well. And it sucks because, like I said, I love that job. Like, that job I gave my heart to. Like, I worked extra hard for that job because it was worth it. Like, when I went there, it wasn't even necessarily about the money. I went there because of the people. Like, the people made it worth working there. And it's sad how things ended because, like I said, I'd love to be there if the general manager was there, if the people were still there, but they're simply not. It's different, right? So, those were the jobs that I worked. And like I said, I had all the valid reasons to why I left. I just didn't leave to leave. And I beat myself up rarely when it comes to it. Because like I said, I understand where I came from. But I also know you need money to live. But I knew at the end of the day, money is never worth my mental health or the strain that people overworking you will have on your body. And at the old pet store I used to work at, I knew from the moment that I had this conversation with the new manager, when there was like something going down, like I needed, okay, a bit of context, okay, and this is from my memory. I always say there's 3 sides: their side, my side, and the true story. From what I remember, there was a order that needed to be filled. I was the only person up front. I was trying to find someone to get it filled, or at the least watch up front while I did it. I wasn't really trained on the floor that much because they always put me up front. Long story short, I was told, it's your job to do it. But I was also told to not leave the front unattended. I wasn't really trained on the floor, and I told them that you can't expect me to do both things when it's booked up here and do things that are across the store. And not only across the store, I don't know the floor like that. And I've worked long enough to realize and long enough to know that that type of thinking will drain you. And I have seen it firsthand how negatively it can affect your body. I know someone that has been affected so much by it that they really can't work anymore because of all the stress and the tolls that it's taken on their body. I don't want to be like that, especially at my age. I don't want to be like that. I don't want long-time damage for a temporary job. Because no matter how long I work there, it would always still be temporary. Because they could fire me or whatever it may be. And plus, I don't plan on spending forever at a job because things happen. And I don't mean that in a bad way by any means, but I'm just saying, I don't expect to spend forever at a place that anything could happen. Like, even though how much I love that place, like for the pet store, for example, I love that place. I wanted to spend forever there, but things happened, and unfortunately, I didn't because, like I said, what I've just like that instance and stuff. So now sometimes when I just think about it, it's like, well, what would have happened if I did stay? I don't think it would have been good, honestly. And no matter at the end of the day, I feel like I would have saw myself leave because the whole crew, like, quit. There's only one person there, and she was more of, like, the transition person. She wasn't, like, the OG. However, she was still there when everyone else worked there. But like I said, I know I would have left eventually because everybody else left. Nobody leaves a job like that unless there is an issue. And they did. And I also know, too, like, just the fast-paced change of people leaving and stuff, I'm 90% sure I would have left, too. But I just left first because I saw what was happening. And on top of that, too, I put something on my resume that I would not do, and they said I was going to have to do it. I can see the flags before they were raised, and I was like, I'm not going to stay for this. I'm like, you can't make me do something I said on the resume I was not going to do. So, yeah, I left. And it's sad. Because, like I said, I miss my regulars so much. And they probably don't even remember me. But just how happy I made them when I was there and how happy they made me, it, will forever stay with me. Like, I remember there was this chicken named Amethyst. It was an older gentleman and a younger girl. And when they came in to check out, Amethyst, which was a chicken, was on the older gentleman's shoulder, I believe. And I pet a chicken. That was the first chicken I've ever pet. Amethyst was so chill. Amethyst had a, harness on and everything, and she was just chilling on his arm. Like, that's so cool. And granted, they weren't regulars. I've only seen them once when I worked there. That will forever stay with me. And even though, like I said, I saw them once, they forever stuck with me. And then there was another interaction. It was, I would say, he was a younger gentleman. I wish I remembered his name. I really did. But I remember the first day he came in. He just got a puppy for his daughter. And he was a jokester. Like, off the bat, he was just jokester. And you could tell, and his energy was so, uplifting. And I kind of just told him things that I knew, because I've had dogs. However, I'm more of the bird person. And I try to not give out information, obviously, that I'm not 100% on. If there's somebody there, I'll be like, hey, they know this a lot better than I do, so I'm going to call them over. And if not, I try to, the best I can, remember what someone said to me that they know. And it's clear that they know what they're talking about, so just pulling something out there to relay them the message. And we also have people there who came in every once in a while and like just talking about their brand and stuff. But anyways, yeah. I told him what he needed, and I just told him like, come back anytime. We're always here to help. And then eventually he came back, and then I saw him, his little pup, or his daughter's little pup, her mother, and her, and it was so cool to see him back, but now like with the pup and like his family, and then like just saying how much he appreciated the help and stuff. And he was regular. I've seen him a couple of times. And then there's another one. I don't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure his dog, oh man, I'm pretty sure his dog's name was Bella. She was a bulldog. She was such a sweet pea. Like, she was white with like brown spots, and I'd give her treats too. And like seeing him and seeing Bella made me so happy because he was also regular too. Then there were also there were also these other people who it was an older gentleman, and then I would say like a young man, and they would always get crickets, and they would always kind of joke about, you know, the crickets, because I don't like bugs. So they would always just kind of crack jokes about how, you know, I have to do the or like scan the crickets or whatever. And they're like, I could go on forever, right? But like that job just made me so happy. Like I cannot emphasize how happy that job made me. Because just thinking about all these interactions, even the smaller ones when it comes to like petting like dogs or helping a older gentleman or a younger woman with things, it was so fun because I enjoyed what I had. And I never took that for granted. So now coming back and thinking like everything that I did have, because even at my less fun jobs, I guess I could say, I still had those few customers that just made me smile. They always gave me a reason to like go to work, because I made their day and they made my day, and it was worth going to work for. And also seeing my coworkers too, because I know some of my coworkers were my friends at some of the jobs. But like just thinking about everything that I've been through and all the jobs I've been at, and then to now to where I'm looking for one at the moment, and in the process not making any money, is like, well, what do I really do? Because finding a job is like finding gold. It's hard. Hard. Because I feel like I'm stumped in life, and I don't really compare myself to other people, because I know everybody's journey is different when it comes to like being young, especially in their young 20s or their early 20s, young 20s, in their early 20s, because you have so much just so much you think about and so many things you want to do. And I know, like I said, everyone is different. Mine is going to be different from the next person next to me, and I'm not going to compare myself to that, because like I said, it's different. And especially now, and especially when you're younger and all the things you want to be at, like the difference between 2025 and like 2010 is so different. But when you're young, you don't think of stuff like that. You don't think about how things progress. You just think things are going to stay the same, but you're just going to get older. And what may be easy back then is not easy now, and vice versa. Things can be easy now, but hard back then. And even when it comes to like 2012 and stuff, like times changed, and I feel like when I was a kid, it never really dawned on me that things changed. Like what was easy for me in like 2019 when I got a job, when I got my first job, is not going to be easy now. And it's hard not to beat yourself up on it, because you have so much not only like ambitions for yourself, but when it comes to stress and when it comes to things, when it comes to like maybe expectations from whoever, yourself, family, or something of that nature, it's hard. It's hard just to keep your head straight and like, okay, it's okay, even though you may not be where you're not, even though you're not where you want to be at the moment, it's going to work out. Or that's what I like to think. I like to think it's gonna work out at the end. Even though I'm not where I want to be at my age, I have hope and I have faith that, heck, maybe even a few months from now, I could be somewhere completely different, or I can be here still. I hope that by the time I'm at least 25, I'm not where I'm at right now. Because I want to live my life, essentially. I want to live my life. Like, I want to do things I'm not going to be able to do. Like, I want to live my 20s in the sense of growing. In the sense of exploring more who I am through other means, like traveling or just doing things that I don't do now and that I don't have the opportunity to do now. And it sucks because a part of me feels like I'm almost wasting like my days in my 20s doing nothing. But I know in the situation I'm at, in what I'm in, a lot of things I want to do, not only do you need money, you need other things that I just don't have at the moment, or I'm not allowed to do, essentially. So it's hard not to beat myself up on it. On the days that it really just like pounds in my head, that's like you're wasting your 20s doing nothing. It's like I can't help that per se, in the sense of like saving up money or going out and doing certain things, because I know I'm limited and it sucks. Like it really sucks, because the plans I have for myself, it's not here. Like, I want to travel so bad. Like, I even have a little journal about everything that I want to do, in the sense of like where I want to be, what I want to have. And I'm not even asking for much. I just want that freedom to be me and do whatever I want when I want, without having to worry about, am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Am I too this? Am I too that? I want that 20s experience almost, but not in the sense of like partying and getting drunk. Well, I want to party. Parties are fun, but like in the sense of like getting drunk. Like, I want to do stupid things. Not too stupid though. Like, not too stupid, okay? Not too stupid, but like just be in my 20s without worrying about, am I still going to be stuck in the same place this time next month? And not even that too, just in the sense of like when I hang out with friends too, like, hey, you want to come over to my crib? Like, look, I got the snacks. I don't have you come over. Like, even just hanging out and having that friend experience where you bring someone over and you just relax, talk, play some games, play some like Red Dead, GTA, MC, Sea of Thieves, like just having that experience to just chill and just do whatever you want. And like, hell, if they want to spend the night, bro, I got a bunk, get on the bed. Or like, you want to stay up all night, let's go burn some marshmallows in the back or on the stove, whatever it may be. Like, I just want that experience to have that availability. So even if like someone needs to spend the night or something like that, I'm like, yo, look, get a couple of pillows. Like I said, the bunk bed's right there. Like, and also to help out. Like, that's one of my biggest things too, is like, I don't have the funds to help out people I care about. And like I said, or the space to help. if they need a place to stay. Like, I don't have that. And, like, I really want that option. Or, like, if my friend is stressed or something and they need someone to kind of just vent to, or even if they don't even want to talk to me, they just know that I'm there, they can just stay and just decompress and just have a moment to themselves and just know that even though even though we're in the same place, they may not want to talk, I'm still there. And I really want that. And I hope in a few months from now that I'm there. And even if it's not a few months, maybe even a year from now, I hope I'm there. Because I'm tired of feeling like I'm not taking my 20s to my advantage. Because you're only 21. And I've already spent, give or take, like 5 years in the same situation. And it's not fun because I can't fully be me. And I want to be me. Like, I want to jam out to some music without being disturbed or having a very uneasy, tense feeling when I'm around certain people. I don't want to feel that. And not to mention, too, like I said, I just don't want to feel that. Like, I don't want to feel stuck. I don't want to be compacted in my room all day. I don't want to be nervous that a certain topic comes up, an argument may occur, and just deal with a lot of personal things that someone should not deal with because of how things play out. Like, I don't want to have to worry about arguing or worry about if I do something wrong, something's going to be taken away from me, or I'm going to get yelled at for no reason, or things of that nature. I just want to be cool, be me. And another thing that especially is not good is the fact that I don't want the situation I'm in to change how I am. In a bad sense. Like, misery loves company, and there's a lot of misery here. A lot. And I don't want that to change how I am and who I am. Because over time, things do rub off on you. I'm a full believer of that. And I don't want to be a victim of that. I don't want to be a victim of my environment, even though I feel like no matter what I am in a sense, but I don't want it to be to where it takes who I am and jumbles me up and spits me out and I'm just this crude, unpleasant person to be around. I don't want to be like that, and I refuse for all the will that I do have not to be like that. I want to be how I am, who I am, without any fiddlings or diddlings of any kind. And I know having that freedom, even though I know it's going to be different, it's going to be a lot when it comes to being on my own, it's still space to be me. I don't have to worry about anything in the sense of like being too loud, being bothered, having my personal space invaded on, any unnecessary comments, any bad nights, none of that, because it's just my space. I can bring over who I want when I want. I can do whatever I want. If I want to cook eggs at 3 a.m., damn it, I'm going to cook eggs 3 a.m. in the morning. And my plans, like I said, my plan is just to live. And like I said, to enjoy life, be with friends. That's all I ever really want. I don't want much. I just want to have that freedom to be me without worrying I'm going to get kicked out or anything like that. Or even have that threat. Even if it's not directly said, it's still implied. And it's not fun. Not fun. Especially because I have animals. So, yeah. Because my plan, which I have written down, at the moment is not what it used to be. And And I feel like my plan, since it has changed, it feels a lot more attainable because it's not necessarily what you would call your traditional, what's it called? Your traditional housing, traditional thing to go by. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, it's not traditional, and it's not really a house per se, I guess. Well, yeah, it's not. I mean, I aim to be there. Like, I aim to buy land, get a house, maybe a modular home, or, yeah, is that it? Modular home? Tiny home? To have a home on my own land, or maybe by that time, houses will actually be affordable and get my own house. However, I don't know. I'm kind of aiming for the land just because I can pick my own scenery, even though that can be also expensive, but I would like that. Because what I want, right, and I kind of also do want to do a bit of a prediction, or like kind of, am I right, am I wrong? I'm going to get a paper, actually. I'm getting out a sticky note. Okay, my plan, or my guesstimates. Guesstimates? Okay, I'm writing it down. I'm gonna do that more at the end of the video, but I can pick my own scenery, and what I would like is kind of like a beach-esque kind of scenery, because the happiest place I've ever been at is on the beach, because it has good memories. And even though there are like a few iffy memories, overall the beach, or like just the vibe of the beach, gives me joyous memories. And that's kind of, well, no, that's the ideal land that I want to go for. And I also don't really know if I want to stay in America either, to be honest. But the type of homage that I do want, oh, okay, well, I take that back. But yeah, I have plans, or I don't know. Okay. I'm not too sure if I want to stay in America. But I know getting a visa or anything like that nature is not guaranteed either. But I know there are ways that will make it easier, like when it comes to getting a job in that area, etc., that could help me get to the area that I want to get to. However, I'm still uncertain, because, and I'm only uncertain for the fact of like the friends that I've made here in America. Even though I don't really know. Don't really know how shit it's not, but especially if there is a chance that something may happen with a certain someone, I guess I could say, I am not too sure if they are willing to leave their life behind. And I don't want them to. Especially not just for me. Which probably means nothing would really happen if that's the case. But, I know if hypothetically I did move and I got the visa and everything, I could still get land there, but stay here. Even though I'm still learning all the nicks and crannies when it comes to that. However, I'm still, like I said, I'm learning my options. But yeah. And even if I'm still in America, I kind of know where I want to move to. I'm pretty sure, because the thing is about where I'm living at now, the weather isn't too bad. And I don't feel like really any other area has weather kind of like the area I'm in. And I'm used to this because we have 4 seasons, even though it's hot as... But that's just global warming. And I am really temperature sensitive. So I know between global warming being a thing and me being very sensitive to like heat, it's kind of, I really have to pick the right area for me. And I feel like with what I want to do, like I said, is travel before like I really get settled down. I feel like that would be a perfect time to kind of figure out where I want to lay my feet, where I want to put my foundation down. Where I want to put my foundation down before I really like set in stone where I want to go. And there are obviously a lot of other things I have to think about too, because especially when it comes to moving to a different country, my birds, because I know some people, or not some people, some countries allow certain birds, some don't. Like I know when it comes to Quakers, some areas won't take birds with Quakers, and some are like the Quaker birds. And I wouldn't really know how, because I have their paperwork. However, the one person who is, and this is for buttons, the person who gave me buttons didn't give me the right paperwork. So I don't really know how that would play out. I mean, I have her receipt. They just gave me the wrong paperwork. So those things I also have to think about too. Then also too, my stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. And also too, I need to know before I fully move there that I'm going to be happy there. Because I would hate to move to a country just to move right back to here. And then also language too. Language barriers. Governmental systems. All of that. There's a lot to think about. Which is why I'm not necessarily really rushing that at the moment. Not like I really can. Not like I really can. But on a real note, that's something I'm acknowledging myself on, but I'm not like, yeah, let's go. Because I need to actually figure out where I'm going before I can get up and go. And like I said, I'm only 22. I'm not even close to 30. I'm closer to 25 than I am 30. So I feel like that's something I really am not as hopscotch on like I am like with actually getting the funds I need and moving. Because that's like, to me, that's like the first big step. There are littler steps, like job, money, finding a way to do that, and then hitting the big move, and then off we go. Which hopefully when that does happen, which I really, really, really hope, and a part of me has faith that this year is my year, because I feel like it's getting to the point to where I don't have a choice anymore. Because with like stress of just being here is starting to take a bit of a toll on me, and I don't like that. And like I said, I don't like being confined in a box when I could be everywhere, you know? And I mean that in the sense of like just my room, my personality, and being on the road and being myself. So I don't really know at the moment what to do, to be honest. And I'm still looking, like I said, even though I'm getting rejected, I'm still looking for a job, which I don't really have a choice not to, because I want money. It's not even I don't want money, to be honest. The concept of money is so just scrambled for me. I just know I needed to live, honestly. Like, I would much rather trade things than, slave away at a 9-to-5 with people who literally don't care about me. Because at least trading, it's trading. It's trading. I don't even like, okay, someone else's trash is somebody else's treasure, even though I don't really like calling it trash, but you get what I'm going for. Like something I may not want, someone else can have, and in return I can have something that they don't want. Everyone is happy and less waste, and it gives people, I don't know, like I feel like trading and stuff, it helps have a better life because you trade things that you're good at. Like for me, I do art. I like art. Art's fun. Art is like me. Art is like a big part of my self identity. That's why I'm working on the Destined Souls, which you can't see it, but it's a Destined Souls is like an animation I'm working on, which not the actual animation part, more so like the world building and the characters, but I do it kind of off and on because it's a lot. Whew, pardon me. It's a lot for one person. So if I could like sell characters and like give them personalities, or even I like making things too and trading it for something else, that'd be amazing. Because I love crafting, and I feel like that's another big problem when it comes to like jobs and stuff. I haven't found a job that is a strength of mine. Like customer service is a strength of mine. I love making people happy. Like the channel, you know? Though my weakness is when it comes to people who don't appreciate the work you do in the sense of like retail. So it's like I help people out, but at the cost of people not realizing that they have a problem. I'm not the one who caused that problem. It's upper management or something of that nature. And that's when it kind of like crumbles, right? And I'm trying my best to find a job that is like that, in the sense of, like I said, something that feeds into my strengths. And it doesn't even really fully have to feed into my strengths, but it's something, or my strength, which, like I said, is art. It could be building, it could be, like, stuff of that nature. Because, obviously, I'll stay. And obviously, like, I can't help the crew and stuff, so I'm not really going to add all that, but I'm trying to find a job, well, both. I'm trying to find a job that can give me a higher chance of being accepted for, pardon me, for my strength, but also find a job that I can just work until then. Because I really feel like I don't know, I feel like I don't really know what else to do at this point. Half of me is joking when I say I'm gonna sell my feet online because I know that I can make a shit ton of money. I say that and I joke, but sometimes I'm like, I see all these people who just, like, I don't want to exactly say sellouts per se, but kind of like sellouts, and they make bank. Oh, man. And I would never do that, sell my feet online or anything, but, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, man. Some person's just shown, like, a toe, and they're making trillions. But, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment, in the sense of, like, job-wise, house-wise. Ain't got no money, ain't got no bitches, ain't got no nothing. I got birds. I got birds. But that's kind of it. And I hope I have to do the thing, my predicament. I hope that at least, okay, I'm gonna put it 20. This is gonna be backwards for y'all, and I'm sorry my handwriting isn't the best. Because it's gonna be backwards, because y'all can't read backwards. Unless you can, that's a flex. Okay, 2025 is going to be my year. I hope. Oh, man. I hope. 2025. I'm gonna put get to Trav. Trav is short for travel, by the way. 2025, get to Trav. And that means getting everything I need to travel. But more specifically, I feel like maybe give it 3 months. I'm going to try. I need to set a goal for myself. I'm going to try to get it within 3 months. Or maybe, I think 3 months is August, right? I want to get it done at least before 2026. And that's the thing, too. Like, 2025 is, like, almost over, which is kind of weird to say. Because we're like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're like the 5th month of 2025, but I already feel like it's almost over. 1, 2, 3. So August. Should I try? I don't know. I want to say I'm gonna put August. I'm gonna put August through. I'll say like December is when I hope I have my ish together. And more specifically, I'm gonna pick August 4th. I don't know why, or December 12th. And if I'm making a fool of myself, you guys can remind me, but politely, please. Okay, don't be too hard on me. Okay, this is my plans. It's backwards, like I said, so I'll read it for you. Cause yeah, don't mind the eyeball in the background. I was wrong earlier, and yeah. So plans, like I said earlier, 2025. Get to travel, aka get out of this place. This place. This chapter of my life. Because this chapter is going on for way too long, right? Either August 4th. I'm like, these are random ass dates. I'm letting y'all know that now. I don't know why I picked these, but I did. Hopefully, either August or through December, I'm out of this B, right? I got my stuff together. Me and my 2 babies. We're traveling, and y'all get to see the traveling videos. Because hopefully, too, this is kind of irrelevant to this, but, like, I can have my little birdies on harnesses, so when we go outside, we can just be out, and they can spread their wings. And then hopefully, too, like I said, y'all, like, I don't know, you guys, like, kind of see me grow. And hopefully, like, I also, along the way, inspire you guys, no matter how young or old you are, that you can do it. Just because things change doesn't mean your plans have to. And if they do, that's cool. Because that means they're growing with you. Because like I said, when I was 18, the plan now, that I have now, no. I mean, it kind of got tossed around. But my main goal was to, like, have that traditional route. And I don't really have, I kind of have that, but not right now. It's traditional enough in the sense of, like, getting my own house. And maybe get a dog named Rufus. I want a pit bull. I love pit bulls, man. I love pit bulls. I'll get, like, a dog named Rufus and have a pit bull. But yeah. I feel like that's kind of everything right now. I'll probably eventually update this when something happens. Something good, hopefully. Something good, hopefully. But, I don't know. Time to get a little inspirational. Like I said earlier. Wait, let me itch this, please. Okay. Like I said earlier, just because you get older and you had plans when you were younger and they changed, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You just have to accommodate where you are now. Or accommodate your plans now so they're easier for you later when you eventually get to the place where you want to be in life. And know that just because it doesn't happen overnight doesn't mean it won't happen. Things take time, especially good things. If you rush a project, it's going to be sloppy. That's why you have to take the time. It's like art. You can't paint over undried paint because it's just going to mess it up. But I gotta say, sometimes that's good to mess up because you learn. And, maybe sometimes you get something better from it. But you have to keep your hopes high. And it's completely okay to sometimes just let it out. But don't let those bad days define your good days or define how you view things. Because viewing, I mean, it's understandable to view things in a very bleak way, especially in today's climate. But, you know, after all that happens in the world, you should still try to strive to get to a place where you want to be without thinking it doesn't matter. It does matter, because that's holding you back, and you don't deserve to be held back no matter how bleak you think the world is at the moment. Believe me, I know it's not easy, but sometimes stepping away from the phone, and I know I'm going to sound old when I say this, but sometimes just stepping away and evaluating where you're at, taking a moment to either learn yourself or relearn yourself, and just see where you're at, and just not always absorbing the bad on the internet, whether it be news or anything, because that stuff can really mess with you. Like, you may not realize it, but all the bad and all of the sad news and stuff is not good for you. Not all of it. So it's good to be aware, but being hyper aware can literally make you depressed. It literally can hurt you for the worst. It's good to be knowledged, but don't let that just be your knowledge. You know, maybe start something small that you wanted to do. Heck, if you want to start a YouTube channel, you don't need to have everything. Just start. Because you are ready now. No matter how you are financially, no matter what you have and what you don't have. If you want to do an art channel, do an art channel. It don't matter if you got a used piece of paper and a half-used pen. Always start somewhere, no matter if it's where you want to start it at or not. Because there's always at least one person that will watch you. You have an audience, no matter where it's at. No matter if it's on social media, out in the world, you always have an audience. You just have to find that audience. Don't wait for forever. And don't wait for that day, because that day is now. Because if you wait for that special day, it will... Okay. If you wait for that day when you have everything, it may be too late. And I know it's never too late, but you don't know where you're going to be at in life when that happens. And okay, all this to say, just do it now. Whatever you want to do it now. If you want to step away from your phone, do it now. Because commitment and discipline will get you where you need to go. It's hard, believe me. It is hard. But literally, like I said, just taking a minute to step away from all the bad, taking a minute to step away from your phone, and just observe the world around you, it will probably help you a lot more than you realize. And if you're in the situation I'm in, or in a situation to where you may not have a job at the moment, or you feel like hopeless, try to find something that will make you genuinely happy, or try to find a new hobby. And don't let what you think and what you see of other people define, like, your talent in it. Like, for art, for example, I hear so many people say art is something you're born with. The creativity and the urge to do it, some people are born with. But you can always still create that. Don't ever let those thoughts say or make you think that you can't, you know? Okay, one more thing, because I know I've been on for probably a lot longer than I'm supposed to. I'll do this. No, I didn't learn how to do this overnight. It took me years, right? And just know that just because your friend may be amazing at something and you're not, don't compare yourself, because you guys are on totally two different paths. You don't know what they have used to get where they're at. Instead, ask, like, hey, I see you're really good at this and I want to get to do that too. What are some steps that you took to get there? And you know what? It may be a different step than what you took. And heck, it may not even work for you. But, you know, you can still use that to grow, right? Like, for me personally, I know a lot of people who learned anatomy. I didn't learn anatomy. I kind of just did what I wanted to do. And it got me the art style I wanted. But don't let how other people see your stuff define, like, your work or if you want to do it or not. Because they're just words, you know? And you put meaning behind other people's words and how it affects you. And I know it's a lot easier said than done. I know. But just know that. Like, don't let people take away your happiness. And also, too, well, look at this. I didn't learn how to do this overnight, right? And I know it's just a sketch, but a lot of people would think this sketch, or I want to praise that. There are a lot of people who may not see this, but there are a lot of people who would be like, how did you do that in such a short amount of time? It's because of practice. I wasn't born with this talent. I was born with the love of art, as you know, as I talked about earlier, but yeah, no. It took me many years to just draw an eye that easily, especially an eye. But, like I said, and I'm going to say over and over again, please take a minute to do something that you've wanted to do. And granted, that one thing you may need money for, but try the best you can to do it without what you may think you need. All right, and do it safe. Be responsible, be safe, whatever it may be. Because I know there are some things that, you know, that you may want to do for a hobby or something that you found interested in that you may not just be able to buy. Be safe and be responsible, no matter what it is. Be safe and be responsible. Like art. Get a pen, pencil. You don't need these top tier things. I took this pen from work. Well, I didn't take it from work. It came home with me from work. But anyways, I'm Nola. I don't think I introduced myself in the beginning, so I apologize. I'm Nola. Nice to meet you if you're new. Welcome back if you're not. And hopefully I'll see you soon. And hopefully one day this year I won't be in the situation I'm I won't be in the situation I'm at. And hopefully you grow with me for the better. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.